The Galactic Military Academy's Advanced Combat Theory classroom fell silent as Adam Chen walked through the door. His human frame looked almost fragile compared to the towering Krillian cadets with their chitinous exoskeletons, or the muscular Vorthak warriors whose arms could crush steel. Yet something in his steady gaze made even the largest aliens shift uncomfortably in their seats. Kinza Okafor, his human classmate and study partner, looked up from her datapad with concern. She'd noticed the tension building over the past few weeks. The alien cadets had grown increasingly hostile toward the two humans in their advanced program, viewing them as weak links in what was supposed to be an elite military unit. "Look what crawled in," sneered Zektor, a massive Krillian whose mandibles clicked with amusement. His acidic saliva hissed as it hit the floor. The soft skins think they belong with real warriors. Adam took his usual seat beside Kinza, ignoring the taunts. He'd heard worse during his time on the frontier colonies, where humans had carved out a living among species that considered them barely more than intelligent pets. "Just ignore them," Kinza whispered, though her dark eyes flashed with anger. She was a brilliant tactical analyst, top of their class in strategic planning, but even her academic achievements couldn't shield them from the constant harassment. The class began with Professor Velkan, a dignified Altarian discussing theoretical combat scenarios. But the tension in the room was palpable. The alien cadets exchanged glances. Their various forms of communication, chemical markers, subsonic vibrations, electromagnetic pulses, creating an undercurrent of hostility that made Adam's hair stand on end. It was during the practical demonstration that everything exploded. "For today's exercise," Professor Velkan announced, "we'll simulate a close-quarters boarding action. Cadet Chen, you'll represent the defending force. The rest of the class will be the boarding party. 10 aliens against 1 human. The odds were meant to showcase teamwork and tactical coordination, but Adam could see the predatory gleam in their eyes. This wasn't going to be a simulation. Kinza grabbed his arm as he stood. "Adam, this isn't right." "Those odds are exactly what humans face every day in real combat," he replied quietly. His voice carried the weight of someone who'd seen actual warfare, not just academy simulations. "Don't worry. I've got this." The simulation arena materialized around them, a narrow corridor with limited room for maneuvering. Perfect for a boarding action. Terrible for a single defender, or so it seemed. Zektor led the alien formation, his massive form backed by a Vorthak heavy assault specialist, 3 nimble Nexari scouts, 2 armored Draconi shock troops, and a pair of ethereal psionics whose mental abilities could disorient opponents from a distance. "Begin simulation," the computer announced. The aliens charged forward in a coordinated assault that would have overwhelmed any conventional defender. Their plan was textbook perfect. Psychic disorientation followed by scout harassment while the heavy units closed for the kill. But humans didn't fight like the textbook suggested. Adam moved with a fluidity that caught them completely off guard. Instead of falling back or trying to hold position, he attacked. His combat training wasn't just academy theory. It was hardened by years of fighting pirates in asteroid fields where hesitation meant death. The first Nexari scout never saw the strike coming. Adam's knee caught the insectoid alien in what passed for its solar plexus. Folding it in half before a precise elbow strike to its neural cluster sent it crashing to the floor, twitching. The ethereals tried to cloud his mind, but human neural patterns were chaotic compared to most species. Their psychic assault slid off his consciousness like water off glass, and their moment of confusion cost them dearly. Adam was among them before they could refocus, using their own surprised telepathic feedback loop against them. Both collapsed, overwhelmed by their own reflected mental energy. Zektor roared and swung his massive claws, but Adam wasn't where the Krillian expected him to be. Humans were persistence hunters, evolved to track prey across vast distances, and that same stamina translated into combat endurance that alien species couldn't match. While they relied on brief, overwhelming displays of force, humans could maintain peak performance indefinitely. The Vorthak charged, confident in his species' legendary strength. His crushing blow could have pulverized concrete, but it struck empty air. Adam had already rolled between the alien's legs, driving both fists into nerve clusters at the base of the warrior's spine. The giant toppled like a felled tree. The remaining Nexari tried to use their speed advantage, darting in from multiple angles with razor-sharp talons. But human reflexes, honed by millions of years of dodging predators and catching prey, proved superior in close quarters. Adam caught the first scout's arm, using its own momentum to slam it into its companion. Both went down in a tangle of chitinous limbs. The Draconi shock troops activated their energy shields and advanced in formation, but Adam had studied their tactics extensively. He knew their shield generators created a small blind spot at knee level. A slide tackle took out the first one's legs, and as the second turned to assist, Adam's uppercut found the gap in its helmet's ventilation system. The alien dropped, gasping for air his lungs couldn't process. In less than 2 minutes, 10 of the galaxy's finest military cadets lay groaning on the simulation floor, while one human stood breathing only slightly harder than normal. The arena fell silent except for the hum of the hollow emitters. Kinza was the first to speak, her voice carrying across the stunned classroom. "And that," she said calmly, looking at the alien cadets who'd been tormenting them, "is why humans don't just survive in this galaxy. We thrive." Professor Velkon's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of deep consideration among his species. Simulation ended. Class dismissed. He paused, looking directly at Adam. "Cadet Chen, impressive adaptation to overwhelming odds. Your performance will be noted in your permanent record." As the alien cadets limped out of the arena, shooting resentful but newly respectful glances at the 2 humans, Zektor approached Adam. The Krillian's mandibles were still a sign of submission among his kind. "Human," he said slowly, "perhaps we misjudged your species' capabilities." Adam helped the alien to his feet, showing no trace of malice. "We're all on the same side here, Zektor. The real enemy is out there among the stars." Walking out of the classroom beside Kinza, Adam reflected on the lesson learned today. It wasn't just about combat techniques or physical prowess. It was about the indomitable human spirit that refused to yield no matter the odds. "Think they'll leave us alone now?" Kinza asked. Adam smiled grimly. "They'll do more than that. They'll want to learn how we do it." And in the halls of the Galactic Military Academy, word spread quickly about the human cadet who'd taken on 10 aliens and walked away victorious, proving once again why humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their numbers. It was their absolute refusal to give up.